Hey guys, Luke Donald Langston here, and today I wanted to tell you about my transition from the Galaxy S6 to the iPhone 12, which this video is currently being filmed on. So the S6 came out in 2015, so I got it in November of 2015, so I have had this for right about 5 years, and it has served me well. Of course, now it is a piece of trash. It's been 5 years. The battery's shot, heats up real quick, can't hold a charge, save its life. So, of course, 5 years is a lot to ask for a phone. So, I was certainly in the market coming from an S6, first smartphone. And I made the commitment when I first got this, or idea, I guess. I was like, wouldn't it be interesting to alternate back and forth? Android to Apple to Android to Apple. I didn't know how long this would last, so I thought I'd be doing that sooner than 5 years later, but here we are, dead Android, Apple iPhone 12. So I have alternated to the Apple side of things, and I wanted to talk a bit about what that has looked like for me as an Android user. I guess one thing that is worth it to mention is that I am by no means a diehard PC Android guy. I happen to have a PC. If you see the Mac behind me, that's it's for my job. It's provided, but I picked the Android because I don't even remember why 5 years ago. But nothing against Apple, so I would say I'm pretty unbiased here. Just looking for a nice phone to have. First thing I wanted to get into is the UI. Right, that is one thing Android is certainly known for, having a very customizable UI, very much something you can make your own. Apple, not so much, one of the downfalls. But the beautiful thing about this was with iOS 14, for those that don't know, you actually have widgets. You have a decent amount of customization. You can customize app icons, stuff like that. So I came from the S6, and really the only thing I did with this is widgets, which were nice. I appreciated having widgets. It's a feature I thought would be lost upon going to Apple, but lo and behold, with iOS 14, we've got widgets. So UI-wise, I am satisfied. It is essentially the same thing. I don't feel I'm missing anything UI-wise there. You also have the app library, which is nice. Android has a similar idea of just kind of the storage for all your apps that are not actively on your screen. So I appreciate having the app library on the Apple as well. I feel very much at home with the Apple. For me, not too much was compromised in terms of UI. So if you're an Android user and you're low key about it, I don't think you're missing much with the iPhone, especially with the iOS 14 update. If you've got widgets and an app library, you're where I was on the S6. So when I was choosing my phone, because as I was looking for a new phone, I wasn't immediately going to Apple. So I looked at the S20, looked at the Moto G Power, I looked at the Pixel 5. I got really into phones and into a variety of them. And one thing that Apple, of course, is known for is camera quality, right? That's like a staple of Apple. And this was fine. It's fine. And of course, top-notch Android phones are going to have great cameras comparable to this, but in the reviews I've seen, and this is not my area, so I'm not going to comment too much on it, but this camera is still just kind of the premier camera, and I enjoy it. I love it. I'm not too much of an avid photographer, but with this camera, I'm taking more and more pictures than I thought I would. So that's an appreciated feature for me, coming from a phone that had 5 years ago a camera on par to having the Apple iPhone camera. I've enjoyed it. I think it's great. Now, of course, part of that is, again, 5 years ago. Some of these positives I'm seeing are simply from having a phone that is 5 years newer. But in what I've read, in what I've seen, Apple's camera is great, and I'm happy to have it. Certainly no complaints there. I want to talk a bit about the display, namely the FPS, because that was a big thing. Of course, the iPhone 12 does not run on 120 FPS. It's at 60. And the impression I got was that if had you used a device that was at 120 FPS, going back to 60, you just couldn't do it. Well, luckily for me, not 120 FPS. No, definitely not. So I suppose I live in a blissful ignorance with that. I don't feel detracted. I don't feel like it's slow or anything, or less appealing because of this. So I'll call that blissful ignorance. Okay, I have not really experienced 120 FPS, so I don't know what I'm missing, and I am fine keeping that way. Also, I'm a bit of a battery snob, so I don't know that I would have used 120 FPS anyway. So the phones that were boasting that feature, I was like, I'm not that interested. My 120 FPS is just going to run your battery ever so slightly more, and I want longevity in a battery, so probably would have switched it to 60 anyway. So not a huge issue for me in that comparison. I wanted to mention MagSafe accessories just because they were obviously marketed and pitched as part of the iPhone experience. I personally do not have any MagSafe accessories. I don't really plan on getting any MagSafe accessories. Not a bad thing, and certainly a boon if you consider getting an iPhone and eventually get one. But honestly, they didn't really. That was not part of why I got an iPhone. Not really something I saw myself using. I charge it the normal way. I don't have a wallet on the back. I'm excited to see where people go with it. I think that's what excites me more is the potential MagSafe stuff. Who knows what they could come up with? And maybe when they come up with something, I'll be very appreciative of having an iPhone so I can use that accessory. But for now, I am MagSafeless, and we'll see what happens. Of course, the worst that happens is you don't use it. At best, maybe there's a cool MagSafe accessory. So overall, as a previous Android user, I'm happy with my Switch. I think most casual phone users wouldn't find, which I would consider myself a casual phone user, wouldn't find much of a reason to be upset at switching from whatever flagship they had 2, 3 years, a year ago to Apple. I don't think you're missing much. I don't think so. And uh, this is not my place, but the specs on the phone, great processor, great battery life so far. Now, all these things you would find in Android flagships as well. So I don't know how much of a talking point that is or a selling point, but at the end of the day, 800. I'm a very average consumer, average phone user. $800 for an iPhone 12 that I hope to last a while. That's what I'm banking on. I thought it was fine. Androids are cool. I might go back to one after this in 5 years, but yeah, I think no complaints about switching to iPhone. And with that, this has been Luke Donald Langston with Donald S6. Catch you on the next video. Please like and subscribe. Leave comments on things you'd like to see in future videos. Deuces.